These motherfuckers mentioned top 5 greatest lyricists, and 10% of them didn't even write their own raps because it's political.
Yeah, true.
So now I got a 32-year-old dude from fucking Milwaukee and he only grew up on Lil Wayne and Eminem, and he thinks he's got the right to get in Billboard magazine and talk about who he thinks the top 50 rappers are.
Yeah.
He doesn't fucking know shit.
Killa Kela podcast. KillaKelaOfficial.com. 101.4 FM, 24 hours a day, all genres.
FlexFM.co.uk.
THTC, the UK's leading ethical streetwear label. Organically grown and ethically built garments from hemp, organic cotton, and other sustainable materials. 2019 is their 20th anniversary year. Join me with THTC as a Killa Kela podcast sponsor celebrating music, social activism, hemp, and street culture. THTC, eco-fashion redefined since 1999.
Beatbox created.
Killa Kela.
And we're here to talk about world music and street culture.
Killa Kela podcast.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Killa Kela podcast. First of all, shout outs to Graffiti Kings and also my people's Chip Shop Brixton for holding it together.
Yeah.
We are inside the Dragon's Lair. Oh, blessings. Thank you, brother.
What do you call this, Twiz? What is this called? What's the studio called? Well, Twiz, the Beat Pro, producer extraordinaire, Killer Ben, Evidence, Ras Kass. I'm not going to call
That's
it that.
That's a casual list you're just running off right. That sounded too casual. You need his own podcast in this.
Yeah, he does. I'm forgetting some people. Infamous Mob. Yeah.
This is so we are definitely in the layer of
of creativity and hip hop and
awesome
good vibes.
Well, the voice that you're hearing right now, if you ain't watching, which I do encourage you to do so, is the MC's MC, one of the originals, one of the outspoken lyricists, and a fucking pleasure to be around, Mr. Ras Kass inside the place.
Appreciate you, brother.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm blessed, man. Just vibing out on this somebody's holiday. What is this, President's Day or something? Who knows?
I've been told it's a President's Day.
Yeah.
I don't trust it.
I don't trust them.
It's just another day.
Well, it's a holiday for some people, I guess, but. Yeah, man. So we in the lab, vibing out, working on some music.
Yeah, I've been hearing some bits and bobs playing as we're setting up, and my guy this is just like. So you got some plans for these badass tunes that you're making?
Yeah. Probably summertime. I want to drop basically a kind of a bootlegs and B-sides. You know, just stuff that wasn't gonna be on the album per se. It just conceptually wasn't gonna fit on. It hasn't fit. Actually, there's certain records where the samples are ridiculous, and I'm like, nobody's gonna clear this. iTunes is gonna scrape it off, so fuck it. Instead of just completely, not doing it, I'm gonna add them all together and make it just a vinyl.
Yeah.
And it's called I Ain't Clearing Shit. Salute.
Cheers. We've been handed over.
That's what it's called. I Ain't Clearing Shit. That's the name of the vinyl.
Cheers, my brother. Getting a little shot in.
Woo. Whiskey.
Whiskey a go-go.
It's good for you.
It's good. It puts hairs on your throat. Listen, for those of you that have been under some sort of shell for the last... Thank you, brother.
That was litty.
Yeah, it's good. I know, yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't celebrating much, but we'll celebrate that right now. If you've been under a shell for the last 20 years, like Ras Kass, for me, and this is obviously being the import that you were back in the day for the UK, the best way I can sum you up is in an era of shiny suits on one side and backpacker rap on the other. You came in with an album that totally, it just stuck out. It stuck out. Do you know what I'm saying? It just made sense. It was like each side could fuck with it.
Right.
It had the lyrical value, but it still had the LA presence of a Diamond D or a Alcoholics or a Far Side. It really had its own thing. Mm-hmm. But it really, am I right? Absolutely. It was a landmark. And when you talk to other MCs about you, it's like, yeah, I fuck with Ras. Like that. That's my MC.
That's a blessing, man. We just, Solo Nice was just me and my friends who I grew up with, and us getting the opportunity we thought we'd never get, which was to get a record deal. Like, you know, I basically wanted I wanted a vinyl with my face on it and my voice on it, and honestly,
And a green shirt.
Well, that's for Assassination. Soul on Ice, I had the blue. Yeah, I was super blued up and in jail. But,
yeah, I do. I remember. Yeah.
So for me, it was just more, to tell my story. Like I think the West Coast has been relegated to one narrative, which is boys in the hood, and we all have a jerry curl, and then we crip walk in our house shoes to our 6'4", and then we bounce the 6'4" to the drive-by.
Yeah.
And we all grew up in neighborhoods and gangs, but that's not every human being. Like that stereotype it was never who I was, and honestly, sometimes it wasn't who some of the artists that portrayed it was. So I just wanted to be honest about my story as a LA native, and I think that's why it characterizes and has those. It's very my records are very hood. My records are very lyrical because I'm a fan of dope hip hop, lyrical hip hop, and that's the mix. It's that is the quintessential parts of me. Hip hop changed my life, and I grew up in LA. So what else could I really reflect?
That narrative is is very interesting, and at its time, it was played in such a way that was unmistakably a truth. The gang situation. And for 1 second, am I going to step into this arena that I know absolutely nothing about?
Yeah.
But there became this like cowboy Indian mentality of like how this fact was sold.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So when you'd watch Boys in the Hood, especially being a Brit, you watch Boys in the Hood. I think glamorizing isn't entirely the right word, because if you know what you're talking about, but then CB4 came about, and that kind of really Spinal Tapped it a little.
Right, exactly, totally. I get the metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there is Boys in the Hood is totally a narrative that a story that happens. Mm-hmm. It happened before that movie. It happened after that movie. But that unique story isn't everybody's story. It is a lot of people's story, but it's not everybody's story. Mm. And so what happened with the music-wise, I think, that because that story was so captivating for people not inside of it, it became the only narrative that people wanted to tell that would be viable and marketable for what we were. Yeah. So I'm never mad at Boys in the Hood or mad at gangster rap. Like gangster, I don't think it was really gangster rap. They didn't really call it that. They called it like, don't you remember Ice Cube and them? They was like, this is street knowledge.
Totally. Totally.
It wasn't gangster rap. They were gangsters, but they was giving you street knowledge. They was talking about, why is more niggas in jail than in college? Yeah. Like, these people was dropping fact. It's closer to Soul on Ice. I'm closer to original West Coast street knowledge hood shit than most people that proclaim that.
Right.
I just got lost in the marketing of it.
Yeah.
By either by accident or intentional.
Do you think that's intentional? Because when I hear your stuff, I'm like, like that isn't like what ain't what was the order of the day back then.
I mean, I wasn't trying to. My references. I mean, when I reflect back, I took a fucking Snoop Dogg hook. If bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Mm-mm. I got a song called If Then. If bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, then niggas ain't shit but hoes with dicks. So I'm, of course, yeah. My the Bone Thugs reference that I had on Solo Nice. Of course, I'm thuggish, ruggish to the bone, and I'm gonna diss everybody. Yeah, so I'm referencing the stuff that we listen to, that we fuck with. Mm-hmm. It's just my interpretation of how it affects me, as opposed to being a complete, people started just imitating what was successful. Yeah. And now that's to the nth degree. People just say, hey, I want to be just like whoever that guy is, fill in the blank. you know. Whereas we came from an era where individuality was the only way to get on.
That's right.
I couldn't come out and say I'm guru. I'm the next guru. I'm the next Tupac.
Yeah.
You got fired. Nobody wanted to hear you be the next anybody. The whole goal was to be the first you.
Yeah.
Obviously having influences from those dope people.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and there's something identifiably you. And you just mentioned there about reference points. That's popular culture, though, isn't it? Like you mentioned Eric B. and Rakim in the same verses that you're doing.
Right.
You know, hooks that are, you know, like you say, it's sampling vocally in other songs. That's popular culture being getting a nod,
right,
isn't it? And your approach to the street, I feel like. It felt like, yeah, I know that, yeah, I do that, but we don't need to talk about that all the time.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's almost like this is entertainment. This is lyricism. This is how I want to represent that. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think if you just put on a pie graph, my whole thing was, you know, and I think the irony of what a vinyl is, it's a pie graph. It's round. It has these, you know, instead of slices, there's grooves. So what percentage of what are you trying to do on that pie?
Oh, that's cold. I love that. What are you putting into the pie? What is it?
And so for me,
love it.
My growing up in LA is a certain, how much of that do I want to talk about? I love hip hop. So I like battle rapping. How much of that? How many slices of the pie will be battle rap songs? How many songs will be how I grew up in LA? How many will be socio-political history, because I love history? How many slices? So I would divide my pie into those things to cover myself, because the whole goal I thought of an album was to express your human condition.
Yeah.
And so that was why my approach was always, okay, well, I can't have 10 battle rap records. I can't have 10 Me in the Hood records. I can't have 10 I'm in Love records. That's what I didn't like about people's albums. You know, I would listen to R&B albums, and every song was I Love You. I'm like, how many times can you love this
I nearly
chick?
died. If I listen to a Jodeci album, I mean, the first 3 tunes I can stomach, and then by the time it gets to like track 11 of 30. You know?
Well, same thing. The gang member. You gangbang all the time, so you have 10 songs of you killing and gangbanging. Like, you don't eat breakfast? Give me something else.
Yeah.
Like, you know, or trapping. You trap all the time. When did you record the album? Because you trapping.
True.
So for me, I always wanted to hear the human condition when I watch things I watch, whether, you know, television, movies, watching a rapper and listening to the audio visual of a rapper. I want to see the human. I understand what your brand is. And I guess that's a little more it's counterproductive to trying to market something. But for me, I never was trying to market rap. I wasn't trying to commercialize who I was per se. I was just trying to be a full artist, because the people who I look up to in every genre are more creative artists, and always, you know, to watch Marvin Gaye go from, you know, the 50s suit and tie, clean cut dude to, you know, 70s what's going on is him being an artist and being true to himself and saying, I can't sing all these pop records in 1970 so and so when all this shit is going on. Like, I always wanted to be that. You know, the Beatles, just trying shit, being creative.
Sgt. Pepper album, that became the first long player, didn't it? Ever that kind of embraced the LP format, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And when I think, and only as a reference, I don't know much about the Beatles at all, but you know, there are some key moments within music history.
Right.
And I think what you're getting at, which I really value, is like you're a contributor to the culture.
Oh, that's the plan.
Yeah. So it isn't so much about fitting in; it's about you
fitting out.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. I'm like that with beatboxing. It's like I don't want to change my style. Like, I know where I fit. That's that world, and I don't think people will be half as forthcoming. They expect risk from you. Like when you say you're going to do a bootleg record, it's like, well, yeah, that's hip hop.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm waiting for the the tide to change where people get interested in creativity as opposed to just running around sucking whatever brand they're, that they have it. Like I always found this very strange. Goth people, how do you know they're goth? They all dress the same. But I could like goth songs and not have to. Why do I have to wear the all black?
I'm telling you, bro.
You understand what I'm saying? The rock guy. I know exactly. The gang. Like, what the fuck is that?
Tribal shit.
Moronic. I think it's moronic.
Okay.
I don't think it's tribal. I think it's dumb.
If
I like the same songs you like and I'm still dressed like this, what the fuck is the point?
Oh yeah.
Why do I have to be country western, but I have to wear the fucking boots and a hat? Like people do that as this indicator to attract.
Yeah.
And that's
a statement.
I don't think they're making a statement. They're just followers because so and so wore the hat. They're not making a statement. The statement would be I like my style, but I enjoy that, whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
Most people just fall into almost like it's almost like a fucking liking a team.
Yeah.
Like a sports team,
and
then everybody wears the same hat. Everybody has that jersey.
Yeah.
But this is music, my nigga. It's not like a sports team. It's like I don't have to dress away. Like I don't have to dress like Tupac. Okay. What if all the bitches shaved their head and got tattoos on their stomach just because we all like Tupac?
Look, dude, that's just... you're selling me the truth, and it does my head in. The idea that the tribal aspect of like people having to dress a certain way, and also overthinking that and losing the creativity in their music,
right?
And the whole thing. It's like there's this guy in the UK called Eddie Izzard. He's a transvestite comedian, funny as fuck, but he wears like a normal suit like any person. But he's like his attitude is I'm transvestite mentality. Doesn't necessarily mean I have to dress up like him. And there's something about that I feel is quite rewarding.
You can respect it, yeah.
It's kind of rewarding.
I respect the individual. There's a Japanese saying that the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. And it means if you don't do groupthink, you get ostracized.
Oh my God, that is deep. I fucking love that.
And so in my career, I've watched me be the nail that sticks out and get hammered down. They just haven't completely hammered me. But I'm okay with that because I'm aware that it's happening.
Who are they?
I think mostly it's corporations, it's business, it's the companies I picked that didn't promote what I was doing because of one reason or another. Because I didn't ascribe to wearing khaki suit and crip walking all over the place because that was popular where I'm from, and that was be the easy sell.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I just would prefer to let this nail stick up and be whatever it's supposed to be, and hopefully, it catches a lot of things. That's my goal. Yeah. It's the salmon swimming uphill. It's definitely harder to go against the grain than it is to just go with the flow, but. I'm still here. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I got a voice. I haven't lost my voice.
Still sound. I mean, anyone that knows Raz on record is just his tones right now. Just like, what the fuck? My guy's on my fucking podcast. What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
You must get this every day, bro. You're just like,
my homie said that to me. He's like, because he was here during the session once. He's like, yo, when he started recording, it's like. Yeah, it's like the record, bro. Like
he's his own fucking.
I'm used to it now, but yeah,
that's weird.
He's like his own sound pack. It's like you just put him in, and it's like, it fits.
You know what? That's so interesting because that is something that producers, amazing producers across the board, from Twiz to whatever, Premiere. It's like your voice though. You sound like EQ'd already. I'm like, I don't know.
You're in the pocket. Like you can hit.
I have no idea what that's about.
Right. So just to reiterate what you were saying, I think that's a cult classic. Like, I'll give you one name: Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
I just posted him.
Right, the nail that won't go down, and I heard recently he's like skateboarding, 40-something. His life was like. He's 21. He don't give a fuck. Yeah, and I think there's something about that pedigree. I don't know if you fall into that pedigree. And yeah, it's cult classic.
Yeah, man, I need a bigger cult following, but yeah, I love cult classic shit.
Mm.
I'm a big Dale fan. Like the honest thing is, I literally just posted him on my Instagram yesterday. Shameless plug. We made these shirts. My man, I collabed with my man B Wood. He's a designer in New York.
Mm-hmm.
But Dale, I didn't know who would wear it aside from myself. This particular shirt, because it's like tie dye and all this other shit, whatever.
Damn,
it's kind of nerdy, you know. It's kind of nerdy because I'm a nerd. And I was just like, I wanted someone other than myself to kind of showcase the shirt.
Mm.
And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, who, I'm like, yeah, so-and-so's not going to wear this shirt. It's just not their way. And then, and I thought about Dale, and I'm like, yo, a couple of days ago, I hit him up, and I was just like, I sent him a picture. I was like, would you fuck with this? He's like, that shit's dope. I love it. And he got the shirt, and he actually sent me mad pictures yesterday, so I posted one.
That's amazing.
He's just such an awesome dude, just to as a fan to meet, sometimes I say don't meet your idols, but he's definitely legendary and such a fucking cool dude. He's just super laid back, super chill.
Yeah,
he's awesome. And then he blessed me, ironically, that you brought him up. But yeah.
Who else are your idols? Who else would you put up there with?
I got a lot of idols, man. I mean, I actually have no idols. I have a lot of people that I'm a big fan of.
Elaborate.
Because I don't idolize anybody, and nobody's my god. I'm the god here. I'm my own god. I'm the god for me.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
So, but a lot of people before me that are super gods too. You know what I'm saying? So I respect immensely them. There's too many to name. I mean, but we can obviously start from not the beginning, but Run DMC, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, fucking Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, EPMD, Gangstar. I mean, De La Soul, fuck everybody. I'm a fan of pretty much everything before me because that shit was my soundtrack.
Yeah,
that was the soundtrack to my life.
Yeah.
Even certain people, I may not have liked so-and-so's rhyme, but I liked that beat and the song was dope. So I was analyzing shit. Shit. A lot of times after, like probably after edutainment, I was like, I don't like this beat on KRS-One. But it didn't stop me from listening to the records because I love the lyrics. So once I started getting certain critiques about myself, I already understood and could relate and respect it because I had studied and learned. But if that was the music that made him write and feel how he felt, who am I to fucking tell him about his art? And that's how I feel about my shit. So, I'm just like, sometimes like, well, fuck, it's not for you. I painted the picture. I don't really care if you want me to, change the color. Obviously, it was my art. I'm sharing it with you. If you don't want to fuck with the art, go away.
For real.
But with that being said, lots of people that, I would do disrespect to. I can't name everybody. It's not enough time to mention all the dope people.
And a lot of it you've just said there reigns true on like having your the foundations of what your lyrics and that I totally get it. Interestingly, I had Todd Terry on the podcast.
Oh, wow.
That's my OG.
Todd Terry.
Yeah, that's my OG.
Now this is some real. Now you're going deep about.
Yeah. I'm about to.
This is deep.
I'm about to hone in on what you were
hilarious.
saying, right? So we was having a chat. And he said, like I go to labels, and they want feels good. They want those old bangers. They want the 90s bangers. But he can still pull out those old bangers, but they won't be as banging as the bangers they remember. So he'll do that just to shut them the fuck up. Here you go, have that. And as soon as they get proven wrong by the fact that what he was saying was true, it's too late. Right. So his thing is like, you just got to keep doing new. Do you know what I mean? Or else the next spike will come. But if you stay locked in a place, then you really ain't, there's no progress, and you're not challenging your listeners, are you?
I've always felt like even if you're standing still, you're going backwards because everybody else is still going somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And so, that's one of the biggest things for me. Like, I celebrated 25 years of my journey with Solo Nights 2, and now all that's kind of sealed in a box and thrown in the ocean. Like, time to move on, and be in my present. And yeah, I definitely agree with Todd Terry on that. I've known Todd for a long time. I met Todd through basically Jay-Z, and like, I'm sure he told you.
Dude, he came around my house, and I was like, fucking Todd Terry, my man.
Where the fuck is that? In New York or something?
In London.
He's in London now?
Yeah, I've had enough people come around my place, bro.
That's awesome.
No, he lives in Atlanta now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Todd Terry lived in Jersey back then.
That's right.
Yeah.
He used to. They still hang
I'm
out.
sure he still got the house.
Yeah. No, I think
he's the first guy I ever saw in a fucking Maybach. He's the first guy ever to have a Maybach. Ever. Before people rapped about Maybachs.
He was
rolling. And he would pick us up. Damn. This is a good Todd Terry story.
Tell us a Todd Terry story.
For those that don't know, Todd Terry was a house producer, did a lot of big records, like for Madonna, and would later on, I don't know how the dynamic happened, but he did a deal with Rockefeller Records when they were fledgling Rockefellers. And so when Priority Records signed Rockefeller, they didn't really sign Rockefeller. They signed Rockefeller Freeze, which is Todd Terry's record label, Priority. So Reasonable Doubt is not a Rockefeller record. It's a Priority Freeze Rockefeller record. And that's how I went to go stay at Jay-Z's house after Reasonable Doubt and was running around in the streets. And that's how I met Todd Terry through them. And Todd was super rich. Like, you didn't even know black people that just fucking like, and he had a Maybach and nobody understood what a Maybach was. Not even Jay-Z. We did not know what that fucking car was. Nobody knew what that shit was. I think I had a Maybach. And we used to run around and just do wild shit. I remember one time, because it was this bar. Well, that was 98-ish. I went back to the city, but sometime, I forgot what year it was, probably like 2001-ish or something. I feel like. Whenever Woe came out. I don't know what year Black Rob's Woe came out. But right before Woe, me and Robbie O would run around. Me, Black Rob, and Tracy Lee from Philly. So me, Tracy Lee, and Black Rob would run around. We'd go to this club. Doo-Wop was the DJ. We used to go Speed. We used to go to this club in New York called Speed. The only Prodigy and Havoc would be there. It was grimy. It was like the new tunnel. So Hav and P would be there.
This is too much for my head, bro.
Doo-Wop would be DJing. I feel like maybe one other. I'm forgetting somebody like dope rapper that would be there. But then it'd be me, Robbie O, Mobb Deep, somebody else, whatever. We'd be kind of wilding out. And then Woe came out. Rob blew up the scene. He was crushing. So Rob would go, like, we'd be at the spots, and Rob would order. One night, especially, we was there. This nigga ordered 100. It was just me, him, Tracy Lee. And the nigga ordered 100 Hennessy shots.
Jesus Christ.
And said we had to drink them between us three. I'm like, you are kidding me right now. And we tried.
How far did you get? How many?
I lost count.
I've never known a person to do it.
We got really, really fucked up. I just remember we was, bitch, whatever was popping. Like, Whoa, come on. First of all, Whoa was the hottest record. So maybe 99. Yeah.
Crazy.
Because it was before the record came out and then when the record came out. So then it was like, wow, it's over. So it's just, and we're the running mates. We run together. Like, where you going? What you about to get into? So we be at the parties together. And Rob bought the 100 shots. It was like, yo, you gotta. And then I just remember Tracy Lee. Not Trey Lee. Todd had to pick us up because we was wasted. I don't think nobody could remember how to get home.
That's amazing.
It used to be awesome, man.
That's amazing.
Shouts out to Todd Terry, man. He's an awesome human being.
Oh, yeah, he really is. Interesting that house money. That's like that. That's just evergreen.
He's a game changer for Jay-Z. You got to understand this. I was in a production deal. So I was signed to Patchworks to Priority. Rockefeller would never have escaped from Priority Records if it wasn't for Todd Terry.
For real? Wow.
He's the one that dropped them. They wanted out. You got to remember, Reasonable Doubt came out and didn't do well. Because Dead Presidents was the single. So I remember the B-side was Ain't No Nigga. And I remember when they were trying to
which
get
blew up. That did blow up.
It didn't blow up.
No,
so let me explain to you.
Go on.
I'm trying to put it in time context.
Go on.
So that record is doing well in New York. And so Rockefeller goes back to Priority and says, yo, I think we need to shoot a video for the B-side. And Capitol Records says immediately, never in life. Your A-side didn't win. We're never going to shoot a video for this. Fuck you. And so no video was shot. Now, fast forward maybe a month or so, Russell Simmons has signed Foxy already. Jay-Z's writing for Foxy and says, I need to blow up Foxy. This record is bubbling in New York. Puts it on the Who's the Band soundtrack and shoots a video.
Okay.
Then the single goes gold and drives the album gold, and Jay-Z and them immediately leave Priority. Now, if just think about this. But they can't leave Priority. They're in a contract. They want to go to Def Jam because of the opportunities there now. But Priority, they just went gold on a record that they thought was dead 5 months ago. They just went gold on a single and gold on an album. They're not letting them go. So guess who let them go?
Todd
Terry. He's the middleman.
Wow.
So they didn't have to ask Priority. Todd was just like, oh, I dropped them. Because they went and hit Todd like, yo, man, we want like this shit. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
We want to go to Def Jam. They failed us. Priority failed us. We want to go. And that was a whole thing. They used to talk shit at Priority. But that's the real story. You can look at the numbers, look at the time, look at the date. Reasonable Doubt was out for 3 months before Ain't No Nigga video got shot. And Priority Records never shot that video.
Whoa.
That was Def Jam for Who's the Man soundtrack. And then Jay-Z, after that record was certified gold, they skipped out, left Priority, and the next album came out on Def Jam. But that's only because Todd Terry.
Signed him out.
Yeah, signed him out, which under normal circumstances is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to say, fuck that. We gave up on you and you fucking won. Why would we let you go?
That's right, yeah.
Because that's what happened to me. Basically, I didn't even win. They was just like, Dr. Dre likes you. We're never going to let you go. We're going to fuck with you. I'm like, bro, you guys suck. So it's again, it's business, man. Wow. It's about the business, but that's real. Like I've been in this. I've seen so much real shit, not people's made up narratives. That's why I try to explain to people it's not what you think, unless you know the numbers and the dates. If you weren't there, you just don't know how this shit works.
Yeah.
And and it's a lot of people that retell the story like they were the fucking man, when 9 times out of 10, the man was somebody else that did the good deed.
Yeah, because they never said the real people don't speak the way the others hype.
Right.
The others hype it up, and then it's
Yeah, I mean, I just find it, the stories that I know. I'm like, bro, that's exactly how that happened. I watched it, but yeah, I mean, which is great for. I'm sure Todd got an override. I'm sure he did some good business with them, because I'm sure. To drop them, he still took something on the side or whatever. I'm sure Todd got fucking
for the bung to get him off.
Right, Rockefeller. I'm sure he had a point or something like fuck that. I'm sure he got paid off all these Jay-Z albums.
Yeah,
Watch the Throne. He probably still getting them. He probably got 2 points on everything.
Yeah. I mean,
that's probably why he's so happy.
Yeah.
That's probably why he had that Bentley.
Yeah. But undoubtedly, though,
Maybach.
When you think about that time, man, like, I mean, can you imagine the amount of under the table things that went on, and like these labels, I mean, we're now going into this, like you say, Dre, Eminem, Puff Daddy era of industry, isn't it? Whoa, for instance, that was like a huge hit, wasn't it, for that time?
Yeah, man.
I mean, I look at that time as a pure spectator, but I was also heavily inspired by the maneuvers that were going on. That was the only way that you could put out records back then. And interestingly enough, hip hop as a culture, because the hustle was built into it, it kind of changed the way people put out records. It changed everything, the way you hustle. Mm-hmm. That's the impression I got from that time.
Yeah. I think it was that. It was I'm not inside of the machine anymore, so I don't know how things work now, but it was definitely a lot of under the table because things were in digital, so it was paperwork, and you can always cheat paperwork. And, you can still probably on a computer, you can fuck with numbers. You can add an extra zero or take a zero away. But man, it was a lot harder to get into this industry. You either had to have the acclaim and say so, or the financing from people that really believed in you. So that was another artist, or your dope Dylan homeboy, because to get into a studio to record your songs, and a studio costed, first of all, costed what, basically probably about $200-300 an hour. You probably needed about 8 hours just to do one song. Yeah. And so most people didn't have that kind of money to spend like $2,000 for a song. So it cut out a lot of people even getting in. So the people that could afford that, it was the producer that had some degree of success, that was willing to spend his time and energy because you looked potentially like you had earned it. And you usually earn that from being dope in your neighborhood, dope in the streets, dope at contests, or dope at shows. So it was a straining process to get the best of the best. I think that was the good part of the analog era of music. Is that it strained out the bullshit. Now we're in an era where people don't necessarily laugh with you; they laugh at you, but you can laugh at them because you could get your numbers up. The 50 Tysons and all, and the Cash Me Outsides. She got $1 million deal.
For sure.
For being silly. And then I remember I heard one of her songs and it wasn't bad. Whoever wrote the shit, it was a good record. For what she was on. So, we're getting manufactured, not even talent. We have performers. So it's not really, the talent of, oh, she's a dope writer or she's a dope singer. Like, we have auto-tune. We have, we can create people, or their numbers are up because this is the influencer, and they do blah blah blah, and he's really funny, so he should be the person that should make music.
And then you just it's almost like by design you can make him or her be whatever you want,
right? And
it dilutes the individuality, doesn't it?
It dilutes even the quality of the music you get.
What's the answer?
The answer is fucking doomsday clock. What do they call that shit? What they call it when Armageddon? Not Armageddon. It's when the computers rise up. They call it the Y2K? No, not Y2K. There's another one. It's called something. I forgot. It's a term for when the computers AI takes over and fucks over. It's not the
shit.
The singularity. Yeah, singularity is the answer. The computers would kill us, and then it would start over. Then we had to kill the computers, and they would just get all analog.
Sounds like Terminator 2 terrain to me.
No shit, that's exactly what it is.
Demolition Man, we're all underground now.
Yeah, man. No, but being serious, I don't have the answer. But we're all trying to solve, the industry has a formula and it knows that. Same thing, same thing that with politics. They know that if I spend enough money on Facebook, I can affect people's thoughts and they'll vote this way.
It's so true.
So same thing. Record labels know. TikTok, I know if I invest in my artist, if I have the banners on YouTube, then I'm because they have a budget. I didn't even realize a movie budget for promotions. Most movies' budgets is $100 million. Usually, an artist budget for music is still gonna be somewhere upwards of $500,000.
For real.
So what dude down the street has $500,000 to promote the one song that they got, and if that one don't pop, to drop another $500,000.
Yeah, totally.
But they do, and then they play dumb. So it's kind of still hard to compete with the machine because everything's still gonna be the numbers. There's it's already exposed. Motherfuckers know how to cheat the system. And
the controversial approach.
We knew on iTunes if you give them more publishing, they double your numbers. Everything. This is all rigged. It's a fucking rigged system. It's rigged. And so who's gonna win when things are rigged? The person with the most money.
Yeah.
Period.
Ain't the artist.
You can't fight. Well, it doesn't matter who the artist is. You can replace artist A with artist B, and the same result basically happens because the machine, they have the money to grease the machine. Period.
Yeah.
Once again, like I just told you, ain't no nigga would have been a really good song that we liked, and Jay-Z be a dope rapper sitting here with me. And under those circumstances, that record would not have done what it was done. That was a whole change. If he went to one place, if he would have went to Def Jam the first time, you know, there's all these other coulda, shoulda, wouldas. But
that's right. Yeah,
he went to Priority, and that was the result.
Yeah.
He went to Def Jam, the opportunity arose, and then there was a different result. If so-and-so signed here, then different result. But those are talented people. Now I'm saying, I don't think the result really changes because the machine just puts the same fucking cog in there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, totally. Same machine, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just a machine that just says, what is it? We'll put these give it some tattoos. We'll da-da-da-da-da. And we're going to market it. And these influencers are going to say it's cool. And then the people are going to respond because we're going to make sure that it gets run through our system and it's going to be popular.
Yeah. And you just got to be...
It gets the tours.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a different machine now. We don't have, and I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I'm just realistic about it. You got to understand that there used to be radio stations and mom and pop record stores, and there was something called The Box out here where your neighborhood people could put out videos. There was a system.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
And then if you popped big enough locally, BT might pick your video up. And then if you blew up, then MTV finally said, okay, but now it's all owned by one Viacom owns it. So Viacom owns all of it. So they don't got their ear to the street. They don't give a fuck about the guy that's trying to make it happen down the road from us. They only care about who do we see. Well, I'm going to have dinner with the guy that owns fucking Interscope. You know, there's EMI, which is Virgin, which is Capital. So so it's fucking
click. Yeah,
it's really nepotism. It's fucking incest. They just keep fucking each other. They fuck with each other. It's corporate incest.
Yeah. And you know what?
And they got a guy, and they're gonna get you that agency, and you're gonna get booked on those tours because we only got 2 radio stations. We only have really basically only one fucking tour thing.
Yeah.
The Nation shit, not Rock Nation. What's it called?
Live Nation.
Yeah. There's no touring. Even if you're a medium artist or A-list stadium artist, it's Viacom. They're throwing the festivals. They got it locked out. So how do you get in? Indie guy. It's
fraud.
It's just fraudulent. Yeah. So I'm willing to play my chilling circuit and do that and have fun with it, understanding that the rest of this doesn't validate me because that shit's fake as fuck.
But don't you? I get it. But don't you feel like, contributively, you've made your mark within that scene?
No, because I don't. I'm still fighting for my legacy literally every fucking day because I watched the 50 MC list. These motherfuckers mentioned top 5 greatest lyricists, and 10% of them didn't even write their own raps because it's political.
Yeah, that's true.
So now I got a 32-year-old dude from fucking Milwaukee and he only grew up on Lil Wayne and Eminem, and he thinks he's got the right to get in Billboard magazine and talk about who he thinks the top 50 rappers are.
Yeah.
He doesn't fucking know shit. He's not an informed opinion, but he just told 20 million people who the best are.
Yeah.
The fuck does he know the best?
Then those people go away with that idea.
That's all they do. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. We all know McDonald's don't make the best burgers, but we all know everybody knows McDonald's.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to go to McDonald's, and your kid is going to say, I want McDonald's. Is it the best burger? Fuck no. This is not about the best. This shit is a fucking controlled environment. And I'm saying that being okay with it because I understand that. It was a surprise once I got in the machine and then I found out. And ever since I've seen, behind the curtain and saw the eyes behind, I get it. But I'm fighting for my legacy because because I'm not in the machine, they X me out of even the conversation sometimes. And I got to fight and say, bitch, I'm here, bro. I'm here with these bars. I have to fight for that. That's part of the sport of me. That's the reason why I'm so hungry is because they purposely do that shit. And again, it's so... let me go do something tragic You know, let me go Eric Hernandez, kill some people. I'll be in a conversation. You know,
it's so true. It's the irony is very much that. Well, if you do something controversial, all of a sudden, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What number are we on now on time-wise, bro? Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes.
So yeah, man, it's
5 minutes of fun.
Well, I heard 5 o'clock, and I'm like, yo, okay. Right. So, like, can we just go on a different subject? I mean, you. I know you'll have a heavy opinion on this. It's probably longer than the time we have left. But I drive from downtown to here. What the fuck is going on? What the hell is going on with the tents? What the fuck's going on with the city? That is homeless central, man.
Okay, so two things. And I'll try to make it quick. Apparently, I haven't done the research, but I've heard this from reliable people, and I feel like I may have heard it on some kind of educational program. But apparently, since Trump has been in office, what kind of to penalize, you know, some of the blue states, and specifically California, is that they started rounding up homeless people from across the whole country and paying them $100 and putting them on buses to bring them here. Because we had an explosion of it, and I believe that's actually what happened.
I wondered how did these people come about? Yeah,
it's exploded. It's like it's but I want to ask. I feel like I should just ask some people, like some homeless people. You see them all the time, and I remember I just looked up in the past, but it's really been in the past 2-3 years where it's just every fucking where. Apparently that's what it was to get the, you know, like, oh, you know, you don't like Trump, well, fuck you, California, take all of them. And with that being said, we make a lot of fucking money. We know logistically, literally, to make sure every homeless person had like a 1-bedroom apartment, we could put the motherfuckers somewhere, and like we can make a homeless apartment building for these people. We make enough money.
Yeah.
We just played that song. What are we? The 6th biggest economy in the world, just California. So we should be ashamed of ourselves. California is extremely fucking rich, but it kills the middle class. And so I feel like half of us are gonna be in them tents in the next 3 or 4 years because the cost of living, they've already done it in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like where nobody can afford to live there, which is insane. Like all that money from these tech guys, but you like it used to be one of the coolest cities, but when you drive all the culture out of it, it's just a place standing that's a ghost for you to be an asshole and hipster asshole. And it's just the wealthy, and you drive people, and now literally that's happening to Oakland, where everything is $2,000 for an apartment. What? They are driving people out of Oakland. You know the history of Oakland. White people didn't want to go there. Like, oh my God, it's crazy.
I'm surprised to hear that.
Oh, dude, I've seen it though. I had already seen it, but they said it's even worse. So same thing in California.
Wow.
Except they haven't gotten rid of the I don't think you get rid of the homeless. I think if we make that much money, we need to really, at least New York has rent control. See, New York has rent control.
Yeah,
we don't.
Yes, you don't.
So you're just fucked, and they'll just keep raising it and raising it, you know, and it eventually they're gonna price you out. I've just left the place I was at. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of the shit going up.
Yeah, I know.
And for what I'm paying for, I'm just like. But then I got out there and started looking at other places. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I know. Out the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah, for real. But with the homeless people, we could fucking, even if they gave us all their homeless people, which it seems like they probably did.
I kind of get
We're
that.
so rich that we could give them an apartment. We could put the motherfuckers in fucking Palmdale.
Yeah.
All of them.
But until then, there's this level of apathy that just doesn't settle.
I don't think there's apathy. I mean, I think we all see them, and it's fucked up. And I feel bad as fuck for those people because I'm just like, I'm seeing villages now.
Yeah, I know.
Like I'm seeing townships of trailers. The number was crazy. It was like 18,000 homeless kids, like under 18 in California right now. It's fucked up numbers about what our homeless is right now. And that was like as of 2018 or whatever when they did the survey. It's like fucking ridiculous. And homeless, that was just like homeless kids. And then, you know, like it's fucked up.
Wow.
Like our numbers are ridiculous, but you can see it. People are creating villages here. They're little homeless villages.
Yeah. It's like look within blocks. They're like literally surrounding.
And if you're whoever the fuck you are, cool rapper or actress, how do you not talk about that? I mean, honestly, I don't hear nobody on a Grammy speech and on no fucking
nothing.
You know, I don't hear nobody in the Oscars talk about that shit because they go back to their fucking beach and they act like they care about people and they really fucking don't.
Yeah, that's the truth. That surprised me when I saw that because I was like, yo, okay, I don't know about, you know, what those Grammys and those speeches are about, you know, protect the milk, preserve the milk. But you're like, dude, like, for real, like, look, this is reality in motion.
You know what?
Crazy.
A lot of these motherfuckers love ideals. They like animals, and they have a problem with people. And I think you should kill yourself, and you're a fucked up person. If you
think animals are better.
I don't like people that dress their fucking pets up. I think it's some fuck shit. I think for you to buy that for a fucking animal that will lick its own ass, but you'll fucking walk past a person makes you somebody that should get your head chopped off. I think you're a piece of shit human being.
100%. Liking animals over the human race.
I like animals too. I'm not saying kick the animals.
No, but over them.
But over humans makes you a piece of shit human being.
True.
And then to give lofty speeches and act like you care. I hate those PETA commercials and the bitch be Sarah McLachlan. She crying about the dogs. I'm like, bitch, it's people getting treated worse than that.
Yeah, for real.
Fuck you and this dog, bro. Let's save the people, then we'll fix the fucking dogs and the whales. That's the world I want to live in. Yeah. With that being said, I know we went over. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you know what it is.
Killer.
Hey, listen, bro. We could go. I mean, we have to do a part 2.
Yeah, part 2, bro.
Part 2. Yeah, we have to do a part 2.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, with a part 2 pending, big shout out to my boy Ras Kass inside the place. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
So much more topic. We're definitely coming back for the part 2 for real.
We got to do it. Shouts out to Twiz. Shouts out to the Chip Shop. It's a beautiful thing.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Killa Kela podcast live and direct downtown Koreatown, right?
No, this is downtown.
This is downtown.
Yeah.
This is downtown. This is where we're at, all right? Stay lucky.
Beat Pro Studios.
Yeah, Beat Pro Studios. Hold tight. Killa Kela podcast, we out like givers out of fashion. Peace.
Hello.
Oh my God.